Again, my friends, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and it's ungodly hot and extraordinarily breezy. This is my OXO omelet turning spatula, which will spread paint on this canvas. These came from a friend, and I think you could probably get them off the internet. And if I find some, I'll put them on my Amazon link. They're frosting manipulators for cakes, for baking and stuff. These came from Michael's. They're just little dishes, and if you get them, you might as well get the saucers too, because they make great lids. So I've got some leftover paint from yesterday that I left a lid on, and I hope it works. And I've got a whole bunch of colors right beside me. And I'm not worried too much about making any specific configuration of colors. That one looks like it didn't get shook. I'm going to use colors similar to colors I used recently that everybody seemed to like the last time I did one of these wrecked pours. And hopefully I get it right. And I'm going to do 2 containers. And I think I'm going to fill them both up. And I'm just going to keep picking colors as I go that float my boat. And hope that they work out. It's sort of a dirty pour cup. It's just not a flip cup. I want whatever that is to come out. And I didn't really want it on my fingers either. Okay. So I've got all kinds of paints. That's an old color shift from folk art that's orange. I always have a hard time using it too. It looks very different in the bottle than it does out. I haven't used any of this darker orange. And I think I'm just going to ribbon dribble all this paint. So there's one down. Maybe I should just start with one and throw a little bit more magenta in there at the end. See if I can, if I need to add something to my ribbon dribble cup as I go, I will. These I made yesterday. This was out of one single container, and I used clear duct tape and I taped the ends to make myself 2 scoop containers. And they may not be used right now unless I decide to pour that paint in there, but I don't know. So my original intention was to have a white background because I haven't been doing many. But I think what I want to do is go ahead. Oh, really? That's not what I wanted to do, believe me. But I am going to get rid of that right now. That's just Floetrol. It won't hurt anything. That's a very useful purpose for that OXO omelet turning spatula. And back into the bottle it goes. And I thought I shook this. Obviously I thought I shook that. I shook everything else. I keep a marble in my bottles, which you'll see in the description, the paint pouring recipes underneath the video. And the description includes how I mix my paint in bottles. There are also a few videos, should you be interested. So I'm just going to keep blowing the neighbor's lawn mowing on the breeze, flotsam and jetsam away. And I'm not going to worry too much about the background because as long as I can get the wet layer to go on here fairly quickly and cover the whole canvas, then whatever paint I add to it next will move well. And this is my art therapy right now, so we'll see how far that really, it just keeps coming. But it is a breezy day. So every time I spread paint, I learn something new. So I like to spread paint as many different ways as possible, and this counts as one of those. I've got edge catchers, which are just plastic sheets. You could use cardboard, you could use almost anything. I'm not going to worry about much of this. I do actually like to go every once in a while so that I can see what's going to happen and make mini minimalist paintings. I could have a good time in heaven just painting those. I'm going to throw that in the bucket. I'm going to take my paint colors. Yes, am I? Hoo-hoo! I am going to throw some of my favorite folk art color shifting purple flash. And I'm going to start by tipping what I've got and noticing that I've got some great colors. Just ribbon dribbling and tipping. I actually don't expect this to take an awfully long time. I would like to keep some of my black and some of my white negative space. I can do all kinds of stuff, including use my number 10 chain. Whoops. I wasn't planning on using it yet though. And I have some extra long straws on my Amazon link below, show more underneath the video. And I got this blue that disappears a lot of times when I put it in mixes, and I kind of just want some. So what do I want in there? I think I'm going to put some more of that neon pink in, and maybe I'll float it on the surface. I'm going to drag, I still think I'm going to drag the frosting tools through. And since that paint sat since yesterday, even though it had a lid on it, it's not coming out of there, and that's probably a good thing. Because no matter how bad I want to save that paint, it's gloppy. Alright, so what do I want to do? I want to cover that up, and maybe I can resuscitate it by adding a little Floetrol later. Or not. And I'll just use another container. And what will I do for that other container? I will put colors that I don't see as many of. That was a lump of something. And I'm not really making any particular choice based with logic or anything. I'm just picking colors, figuring that they're going to move around, and I'm plugged. Oh, come on. Oh, please. Nope. All over my thumb. Right out the side. Alright, so that means it's time to clean my studio. Get my studio rag wet and clean my thumb. I'll just put that right up there. What do I want in here now? I think a whole lot more purple. And I could put some more blue. I am getting some very cool cells. And I am going to do what I said I was going to do, which is drag that frosting tool through. And I wanted to do it while the paint is still heavy, so when I tip it, it does whatever strange thing it's going to do. This is very akin to a using a basting brush. This is something that a lot of people are actually playing with now. And since I want to play and I don't know what's going to happen, I'm going to tip that I just added at the bottom first. I like how things move differently. I need a, yeah, I saw that go right off the side. I need an edge catcher. If you have something on your surface to catch your paint, then you can almost always reuse the paint. I'm just going to tip that almightily. I really think I want some more negative space in the middle there. So I'm just going to add it. And a puddle of fresh paint will often move. And it should actually kind of move the other paint aside. I've got too many things in my way, but that's pretty much always the truth. I don't know what that was. So I don't know if there's actually enough paint on here. This was definitely an experiment worth making, but short of chain, which I really want to play with my chain actually. That's what my muse is shouting at me. Play with your chain. That doesn't sound right, does it? Not at all. So around and around and around I go. I find the chain with the black and white background works fantastically well, making all kinds of dimensional shapes. And I would love to save some of the cool things that I see, but I really do love my chain. And I haven't done nearly enough of it lately. Now when the black and the orange get together and they make a funky color, I don't always like it. That doesn't mean I'm stuck with it. And I'm going to pull my chain right over to the edge, and that paint that's falling over will help cover the edge. I'll just use my finger to let it go down there. And I don't mind if I leave any puddles, because when I tip they'll move. The more random my movements are, the more interesting the patterns become. The more often I change them. And I really do like the white with the black in the background. And if I want some other color in there, there is nothing to keep me from having it, except for a schmutzy chain, which is going to get thrown in the bucket as soon as I find another piece. And there's another piece right there. Nobody says you can't use two hands with chain. You can. So I started with my cake tool and I finished with chain. And nobody who watches me regularly is the least bit surprised, I can tell you now. Anytime I see that there's a substantial amount of paint dripping down over the edge, that's my key, for me at least, to use my fingers. Now, I see that I have some beautiful colors, but not enough of them to get all the way to the corner. So nothing's going to stop me from trying to fill that in. And I think I'm going to give myself permission to add a little bit of white metallic. Even though I've got a schmutzy chain, it's got some nice colors in it. Now, how do I feel about that? I did think I was going to tip, but I'm not as sure as I was when I said it anymore. And I like all this, but this white corner is unbalancing for me. And I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it. And I try and deprive myself of chain pulls because they're too easy for me a lot of times. And too much fun. But I just have to give in occasionally and give myself what I'm craving. And that's definitely chain pulls. Okay, so what else? Something over here. And I'm thinking it might have to be that yellow. And maybe some orange. And a little bit of that pink. And do I have another piece of clean chain? I do. That's my second one gone in the bucket. That's better. I'm not unhappy with that a bit. What else do I want? Maybe a little bit of that color down here. A little bit right there. I don't want to eradicate all of my other cool colors. I'm loving what I've got. I don't take my spiraling too seriously. If I did, I probably couldn't do it. See, I've got some stuff in the middle. And I like most of the rest of this, except for I want some black right there. Just a little bit. Just to make the eye jumping back and forth. A little bit, wants a little bit more. Well, you know what? Maybe if I grab some black that's not my enamel, and I put a little bit in here and there. Right there, it looks like canvas has already started to show up from the drying paint. Now, if I don't want to put the chain back in there, an easy solution to that is to just use the dull end of a skewer, because as long as you're pulling it, it's going to look like everything else. And it's not difficult to do, for the most part. So do I have anything else that I really want to put in? And I kind of do, because I'm seeing this purple is attracting my attention a lot. And in order to get my eye to travel back across again, all I have to do is put a little more of that color somewhere else. I've got a weird little grid in there and some feelers in there, and normally I would probably continue to work on that and wonder if it was right or not. I'm going to put a spiral in there. Because I can. That's the name of my first book on the Amazon link. That's under the video. Under Show More. When you click open Show More, it takes you to my Amazon link when you find the first blue link anyway. I'm going to probably put some black along the edges and call it good. I'm also going to see that orange could definitely have some lines in it. Hey, that took 17 minutes. So I should tell you guys I have Facebook groups, and we just put a link under the video starting today that will share with you all kinds of other links. But if you want to look for a Facebook group for students, it's Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group. If you want to look for my merchandise on fineartamericanpixels.com, the Facebook group name is Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Totes and More. And if you're looking to see what I have edited so far from the YouTube videos for artworks, it's in the albums at Expressionist Art Studio Fans and Collectors. I do love some chain pulls, and this has got colors that I don't usually use. I see that area that looks way too canvassy, but it doesn't matter, because really all I have to do is pull it a few times with the skewer and it'll blend right in. Same with that one. I don't think I see any others. And then I see another. Well, I've got paint on my tile and I can use all of it to fill in the tiny little gaps along my edges. I love you guys. On Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Priscilla Batzell, there are 86,000, almost 500 subscribers, and on Phoenix Rising, Priscilla Batzell Art, there's maybe 330, so if you feel like being helpful, go and subscribe and check out my awesome work there. You may be there now. I don't know which place I'm going to put the video on, but on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Priscilla Batzell, Teespring Clothing under the video has my designs on all over print leggings and all over print t-shirts. Yes, you should not torch and then stick tools in your painting, because it can be a problem, but it never seems to stop me, so be warned, it's not a good idea. I love you guys. You inspire the heck out of me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the wonderful comments. And thank you so much for the donations that have kept me painting since forever, since you started donating in 2019. I really appreciate it. You guys are the reason that I'm still here at YouTube, and if you will like my video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share my videos when you feel like it. All those things are really helpful. Shopping my Amazon link is especially helpful. I think I'm going to use a little bit of white pearl and drop it into some of these places that look like gaps to me. And I will see you guys anon. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, saying, if you look on the end screens at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Priscilla Batzell, you will find an exhibition video every month, and there will be details there that you might be interested in if you have an interest in winning a painting. But enough said about that, because that might be a problem for me right now. In any case, I will send out announcements that include